Hello friends, myself M.K. Chandel, TGT SST from Kendriya Vidyalaya number 3, Nal, Bikaner. Today I have brought part 2 of this chapter, that is sectors of Indian economy. In my previous video, we have already discussed about the different sectors of Indian economy like primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector, and their importance in Indian economy or GDP. Today we will discuss on part 2 and remaining topics of this chapter. So let's begin. First of all, classification on the basis of ownership. There are two sectors of Indian economy. Number 1, public sector, and number 2, private sector. What is public sector? The government owns most of the assets and provides all the services. The public sector is usually comprised of organizations that are owned and operated by the government and exist to provide services for its citizens. Means all the services are operated or provided by the government in public sector. For example, education facilities by the central government and the state government like schools, libraries, colleges, universities. Electricity, emergency services like fire brigade, ambulances, etc. Gas and oil service, healthcare services, hospitals, infrastructures, law enforcement, etc. All these examples come under public sector. Next is private sector. Dear friends, what are the private sector? What is the private sector? The private sector is the part of the economy that is run by individuals and companies for profit and is not state controlled. Means private sector is not controlled by the government. It is run by the individual or a company. Therefore, it encompasses all for-profit businesses that are not owned or operated by the government. Examples. There are 3 examples of private sector. Sole proprietors like designers, developers, plumbers, repairmen, etc. Small and medium sized businesses like retail, hospitality, food, leisure, legal services. Large multinationals like Apple, Tesla, Disney, Procter and Gamble, PepsiCo. So these are the examples of private sector. These companies or businesses are run by the individuals and profit is not state controlled. Next is classification on the basis of employment. There are 2 sectors of Indian economy on the basis of employment, namely organized sector and unorganized sector. Most of the students studied about the organized and unorganized sectors in previous classes. Let's see the features of organized sector first. So, what is organized sector? Organized sector is a sector where the employment terms are fixed and regular, and the employees get assured work. The features of organized sectors are: workers enjoy security of employment. In the organized sector, every worker has job security. They are expected to work only for a fixed number of hours. If they work more, they have to be paid overtime by the employer. Their work hours are limited. Work hours are fixed. If they work more, they have to be paid overtime by the employers. They get paid leaves. Next is, they get payment during holidays. They have facilities of provident fund and gratuity. They also get pensions after retirement. These are the salient features of organized sector. Now we will discuss on unorganized sector. First of all, what is the definition of unorganized sector? The unorganized sector is one where the employment terms are not fixed and regular, as well as the enterprises are not registered with the government. The salient features of unorganized sectors are: there is no job security, there is not regular job, workers are provided daily wages, there are laws in this sector but are not followed. Some laws are there, but the companies, the business persons are not followed the rules and regulations which is provided by the government. There is no holiday for private workers, unorganized sector. There are laws in the sector but are not followed, and when there is less workload, then workers are asked to leave the job without any reason. In this diagram, we can see India's workforce, organized and unorganized sectors, how many population are engaged in organized sector and unorganized sector. You can see that yellow bar, these people are organized sector. Only some percent of the total population are engaged in organized sector, and the most of the population are engaged in unorganized sector. Employment. What is the definition of employment? When a person is willing to do work at the prevailing wages rate but fails to get a job, it is called unemployment. Means this is a situation in which a person fails to get a job. That's called unemployment. Now we will discuss on unemployment. What are the major types of unemployment? There is seasonal unemployment, disguised unemployment, structural unemployment, cyclical unemployment, and frictional unemployment. First of all, we will discuss about seasonal unemployment. Seasonal unemployment. The seasonal unemployment means the demand for a specific kind of work and workers change with the change in the season. Simply, the period when the demand for the manpower as well as the capital stock reduces because of a decreased demand in the economy at a particular point in time in a year causes the seasonal unemployment. You can see the example of industries where demand, production and employment are seasonal include tourism and leisure, farming, constructions and retailing. मौसमी बेरोजगारी इसे बोलते हैं। पर्टिकुलर सीजन के अंदर किसी व्यक्ति को काम नहीं मिल पाना या उसको काम से निकाल देना सीजनल अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट। एग्जाम्पल दिया है इंडस्ट्री का कि किसी इंडस्ट्री में डिमांड नहीं है। सपोज विंटर सीजन है और वहाँ पर वूलन का काम होता है, स्वेटर्स, जैकेट्स वगैरह बनाए जाते हैं और बहुत सारे लोग काम में इंगेज्ड हैं। लेकिन आफ्टर विंटर सीजन एग्रीकल्चर प्रोड्यूस नहीं कर पाएगा उस फैक्ट्री के लिए और मौसम भी फेवरेबल नहीं होगा, तो समर सीजन के अंदर वहाँ पर वूलन फैक्ट्री सही से रन नहीं कर सकती क्योंकि ऊनी कपड़े समर में नहीं बिक पाते हैं। तो ऑटोमेटिकली वो वूलन फैक्ट्री वहाँ के वर्कर्स को रिड्यूस करना शुरू कर देगी, उन लोगों को काम से निकाल देगी। ऑटोमेटिकली वो जो पीपल जो काम से निकाली गई वो सीजनल अनएम्प्लॉय कहलाए जाएंगे। नेक्स्ट इज डिसगाइज्ड अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट। Disguised unemployment is a kind of unemployment in which there are people who are visibly employed but are actually unemployed. This situation is also known as the hidden unemployment. In such a situation, more people are engaged in a work than required. Yes, you can take the example for disguised unemployment. Agriculture sector in rural areas, when 10 members of a farmer family employed on a small farm plot when 5 are enough, those extra 5 members are actually unemployed rather than being employed. मीनिंग आप समझ सकते हैं, डिसगाइज्ड अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट को हम बोलते हैं छिपी हुई बेरोजगारी। एक ऐसी सिचुएशन जिसके अंदर लोग काम करते तो हुए दिखाई देते हैं लेकिन वो छिपी हुई बेरोजगारी है। उसके लिए एग्जाम्पल दिया है कि एक एग्रीकल्चर सेक्टर है, एक किसान है, उसके घर के अंदर 10 मेंबर है और उसका एक छोटा सा प्लॉट है, खेती करता है उस प्लॉट पे। वो पूरे के पूरे 10 मेंबर उस प्लॉट पे काम कर रहे हैं। सारे दिन में इतना काम नहीं हो पाता है कि वो 10 लोग करें, लेकिन फिर भी वो 10 लोग वहाँ बैठे रहते हैं और थोड़ा काम कर लेते हैं, रेस्ट कर लेते हैं, खाना खाते हैं, सो जाते हैं, फिर थोड़ा सा काम कर लेते हैं। रियलिटी में क्या है कि अगर 5 मेंबर भी उस काम को करें तब भी वो काम हो सकता है। तो ऑटोमेटिकली जो 10 में से 5 मेंबर्स जो एक्स्ट्रा रहे वो हिडन अनएम्प्लॉयड कहलाएंगे। उनको एक्चुअली उनके काम की उस खेत पे आवश्यकता नहीं है। तो disguised unemployment is a kind of unemployment in which there are people who are visibly employed but are actually unemployed. Now, some other types of unemployment are there. Structural unemployment. Structural unemployment is when the economy fails to generate enough jobs. It is called structural unemployment. कंट्री की इकोनॉमी ऐसी सिचुएशन में होती है कि वो नए जॉब्स क्रिएट ही नहीं कर पाती है, तो उसको हम स्ट्रक्चरल अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट कहते हैं। नेक्स्ट इज साइक्लिकल अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट। डेफिनेशन इज द अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट दैट इज क्रिएटेड बिकॉज ऑफ डिप्रेशन इन एन इकोनॉमी। इट इज कॉल्ड साइक्लिकल अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट। किसी पर्टिकुलर कंट्री की इकोनॉमी साल दर साल डाउनफॉल में रहती है, नीचे की तरफ रहती है, उस इकोनॉमी में एक तरह की टेंशन हो जाती है, डिप्रेशन हो जाता है, क्राइसिस हो जाता है, तो वहाँ के लोगों को रोज़गार नहीं मिल पाता है। इसको हम बोलते हैं साइक्लिकल अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट। नेक्स्ट इज फ्रिक्शनल अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट। Frictional unemployment is when unemployment happens because of transferring from one job to another. The period between changing the job is called frictional unemployment. एक ऐसी सिचुएशन जिसके अंदर एक व्यक्ति को अपना काम छोड़ना पड़ता है और काम छोड़ करके उसको नए काम की तलाश होती है, लेकिन नए काम मिलने में उसको कुछ समय लग जाता है। तो जिस समय उसको काम नहीं मिल पाता है, वो जो पीरियड होता है, changing the job period, is called frictional unemployment. In this chapter there is a concept about Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act. So let's discuss on Manrega 2005. The salient features of Manrega are: the Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act was introduced in 2005. It gives legal guarantee of wages employment to the adult members of rural households who are willing to do unskilled manual labor subject to a maximum of 100 days per household. Means it is a assured 100 work days program. This program runs in rural areas only. Applicable for all rural areas, villages in all the districts of India. Every rural household has the right to register under Manrega. Every person of household has the right to register under Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act 2005. Job cards issued to every household registered under Manrega. Next feature is job cards issued within 15 days from the date of receipt of application for the job and registration. It is an important point. हमने जॉब के लिए पंचायत में एप्लीकेशन दिए, तो विद इन 15 डेज फ्रॉम द डेट ऑफ रिसिप्ट ऑफ एप्लीकेशन हमको जॉब मिल जाएगा। अगर गवर्नमेंट या फिर पंचायत हम अपने को जॉब नहीं दे पाती है विद इन 15 डेज, तो ऑटोमेटिकली हमको अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट अलाउंसेज पंचायत को देना ही होगा। तो दैट इज अ salient features of Manrega. There are some other features of Manrega. Equal payment for men and women. There is no discrimination on men and women. 1/3 beneficiaries should be women. Means 33% reservation in Mahatma Gandhi National Rural Employment Guarantee Act are there for women's only. Work site facilities such as crèche, drinking water and shade have to be provided. जिस जगह पर लोग काम कर रहे हैं मनरेगा के तहत, उस जगह पर शेड वगैरह की व्यवस्था करनी होती है ताकि लोग धूप से बच सकें। महिलाओं को अपने बच्चों की देखभाल करने के लिए टेंट वगैरह का इंतज़ाम किया जाता है। क्रेचेज, मॉडर्न क्रेचेज तो नहीं बन पाते खैर, लेकिन फिर भी कुछ ना कुछ इंतज़ाम किए जाते हैं। पानी की फैसिलिटीज़ वहाँ पे प्रोवाइड कराई जाती है। इफ़ द वर्क प्रोवाइडेड इज़ बियॉन्ड 5 किलोमीटर फ्रॉम द विलेज, द जॉब सीकर शैल बी गिवन 10% ऑफ द मिनिमम वेजेज एज एडिशनल अमाउंट। मनरेगा 2005 में ये क्लियर बता दिया गया कि पर्टिकुलर पंचायत का जो 5 किलोमीटर रेडियस का एरिया है वहाँ तक ही लोग काम करेंगे। अगर उसके बाहर ले जा कर के लोगों को काम कराया जाता है तो 10% एक्स्ट्रा वेजेज उनको गवर्नमेंट को देनी होगी। तो दीज आर द सैलिएंट फीचर्स ऑफ महात्मा गांधी नेशनल रूरल एम्प्लॉयमेंट गारंटी एक्ट 2005। थैंक यू सो मच। आई होप आपको कॉन्सेप्ट समझ में आया होगा। थैंक्स।